is up with the squad? It's Cess, your favorite auntie with Uncle Tendencies in the building with the Baseline Brunch panel. Ladies, what's happening? Brittany, Commish, what's up?
Hello, hello.
And I get with my baby. I just let them know I'm getting fly with my baby. Yeah. I can ride with my baby. I be in the kitchen cooking pies with my baby. Yeah. I said, hey, what's up? Hello.
I don't have time for you today. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on? How y'all feeling? What's the deal? Let's get in here and have a conversation. Michelle Sessions, what's up? Loretta Turner, what's up? Y'all hit the like, hit the share. They both right there. Where shall we start, Commish? Where do we want to start
at? Well, I think we should we got some new news this week. I know you had Gamecocking, right? And you talked about kind of the moves that were made at South Carolina or the announcement. Maybe we just start there.
Yeah, so we had Mouse announced that she was stepping away from South Carolina basketball right now. I think, like I said, praying for her. I don't have a lot of details, so I don't have a real opinion as far as like Mouse goes. I think, my attitude is just like it was last year. Like Don said, we got enough in the room to do what we need to do. So,
yeah.
Y'all thoughts? Go ahead.
Brittany, you want to go ahead?
Sure. Man, when I saw the news, I was like, I think that's a tough decision to have to make, at that age, to put your mental health first. But kudos to Maddie for doing what needs to be done over probably something that, like, at this time you probably don't want to do. You're probably just like, yeah, I just want to play through it. But it takes a lot to say, hey, let's stop, take a step back and reevaluate. So kudos to Maddie for putting herself first, and working on getting her mental to get herself together mentally. So like at the end of the day, basketball is basketball. Basketball is not going anywhere. But making sure that she and the rest of the girls are in a great headspace mentally, and then not only mentally but also they're physically okay is what's most important. Um, so after seeing that, the conversation now shifts to, okay, well, what about the point guard position? It's this is Dawn Staley we're talking about. Dawn has a plan. There's not nothing ever goes perfect. In the way in which we think things are gonna go. So Dawn, 9 times out of 10, prepared for this. And it's definitely next man up. Uh, who is gonna come to the table and say, hey, all right, I'm ready? They're probably all like, all right, coach, I can do it, I can do it. But Dawn's gonna see who's fit for that position. Because I know we had conversations at the end of the season about who we thought would be that other point guard. What we talked about, Gotti. We said maybe um, Tessa or
I never said Tessa.
I know. Some other people were saying Tessa. We don't actually want that one. Want Tessa to focus on other things. But also Jersey. Um, so Jersey and Gotti are kind of like the first two that pop up in my head as a potential. All right, those are you two point guards fighting for that starting spot for me. And also not even just a starting spot, but just your point guards. So I don't know. We shall see. But it's just very much, hey, our teammate has stepped away. Next man up. Because at the end of the day, no one's gonna feel sorry for you. As a team, teams are coming in every night ready to kick your ass. So you just gotta step up to the plate, accept the challenge, and let's let's get to work.
Yeah, I agree with I think both of what you and Auntie said. I think after Maddie I had Gotti and then like Jersey as a hey, if she shows me it cool. But just what I've seen, I'm gonna anchor on Gotti. And yeah, I didn't want Tessa playing her senior year. I don't need you playing point guard. You need to be shooting guard and other people can figure it out. Not only for longevity, but like, hey, the person who gets the opportunity to play point guard now they'll be better for it moving forward as an underclassman. So I don't need Tessa doing it. I would say, yeah, I agree. I think, whatever time away Maddie needs to get to work with whatever she feels like is the right solution, or just time away, or, whatever it may be. I hope she gets that space and that grace. And I hope her support staff is there for her. But I would just say, yeah, get right, Maddie. That's the most important thing for your life, right? So that is kind of where I stand on that as well.
Yeah. So, and then like I said on Gamecocking, I don't know if that means that, what that means as far as like eligibility, if it means that she's gone for the entire season, if she's gone for the summer break. Summer session. I don't know. Haven't heard. So I don't know. I can't speculate about what to do with the 15th roster spot. At this point, I would say hold on to it, but not sure. I mean, the way Maddie's message read, I wasn't like I said, I wasn't clear if this was like a all year thing or if it has to be all year because she made this decision. I'm not versed enough in the eligibility and mental health year, gray shirt year, pink shirt year, all that. I don't know enough to be able to say. So.
Yeah, I would say I agree. Like I don't think we know. I think only the people who were part of that conversation and the decision that ultimately was made, that they would know what that looks like. Mm-hmm. So I'm very much in Dawn We Trust. Along those lines, I think this actually presents a really interesting opportunity. I think people have, and we talked about it before, I think Malik and I were talking about it, where I think people appreciate the modernization that has happened in Don Staley's offense, And to be clear, I think it could be modernized even more with the right pieces. So I think Don knows how to make something shake. So I'm here for whatever that looks like. They know the skill set of the people around them. I think the freshmen are a little bit of an unknown, and if they can come in and ball in a way that looks a little different, I think Don will adjust. But yeah, I think there's a unique opportunity for South Carolina's offense to look a little different than I think people imagined. I think something that we were deficient at last season, and Don called it out a lot, but I think the high-low with like a Chloe, with an Ashlyn, another year of maturation of Joyce, right? I think it could look really interesting. And then depending if you go a small ball lineup, we'll see what Jersey looks like. But like her body, as we have seen, like that could be a 4 body in the college. So if you have Jersey playing 4, like what does that look like? And so I just think it creates a lot of challenges for other teams, and it gives us a lot of versatility. I think, as you mentioned, before, it was like Maddie was going to be the only person with a 5 next to her name. Everybody else is 6 something. So you get a little bit more length. You get to be bothersome at the guard level. So yeah, I'm just really intrigued to see how everybody comes back. new and improved, or what the additions were from last season, how they spent their off season. And then the two pieces of Ashlyn and Chloe coming back, I think you got a little bit more dog mentality, very gritty players. Like, I'm here to win and win at all costs. And that means I have to get 15, 20 boards. I'll do it. So I think that's a great addition for us. And I'm just intrigued to see how everybody else has been rounding out their game. And I'm interested to see what the clipboard looking like for Dawn. I think people continuously say, she just recruits talent, but I think she does something with that talent. So I'm really interested to see what that looks like. And every year, like, South Carolina didn't have fill in the blank. South Carolina didn't have a big. South Carolina didn't have this. South Carolina didn't have that. Even if we got the backside of our barn blown off sometimes during the championship game or the final game, we still got there, right? And so I think it's another indication of Dawn is able to clipboard more than people realize. And I'm just interested to see what that looks like for us this season without a fill in the blank. Now, this year, our new Gamecocks versus everybody is we don't have a quote unquote point guard, although I would disagree. We don't have a traditional point guard, but we have people who have the ability to handle the ball. So, yeah, that's how I feel.
No, I did not see. So I haven't watched U17 finals yet. So I didn't see Dawn there giving the MVP award away to somebody that we're currently recruiting. So I missed that. But I am planning to watch the U17 to watch that game. It was pretty competitive. That's what I'll have to say on that one. Did y'all watch U17 today?
I did not.
No.
Okay. I know we played Spain. Spain got a lot of size. I saw a couple minutes of it, but I'm gonna go back and watch that game. It was a close one when I was taking a look. All right, where we want to go next?
Do we want to talk about the Sandy suspension? We just want to jump into some things.
Yeah.
What's y'all's thoughts?
Yeah, let's do it.
It's my thoughts on it are very interesting because it's like I don't want to give the league all right, round of applause for doing something that we wish you would do before. But so it's like they don't get a round of applause from me. I think the Sandy suspension was needed. It did, like, there's just no way that you're just gonna I understand I guess in Australia that is a commonly used phrase, but it's just, hey, you just because y'all say that over there, that you can't use that over here because it's y'all may call players that, and it's just okay to show preferential treatment. Players that get special treatment from the refs, okay, cool, that's over there. But over here, that also has a different meaning. So you just can't have that. For Sandy to give an apology, I think that was to me, I think it was a sincere apology. And she needed to apologize. After saying something like that, that's not you don't get to say something like that and then just go hide in the back and act like you didn't say it, and let's just not say anything about it and let's just let it blow over. Absolutely not. You need to come out and address what you said. And one thing that I did like in her apology is she specifically addressed Angel. She put Angel's name in that apology.
Hey, I'm sorry. Can I ask a question? I need to get some clarification here.
Yes.
So, what she said, what she called Angel, what was it? Please, can we say it? What was it? Remind me. What did she call it? Do y'all remember?
It was like ticking species,
Something species, yeah.
which I think
Something
loosely
species.
translates to protected species.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Did she mean what she said? She meant that she meant that Angel gets a special whistle or she's protect. She meant that, correct? Or am I tripping?
I mean, she said it.
I
So
said it.
yeah,
I don't. But
so then, so here's where I'm confused at. What are you apologizing for? You knew what it was. You knew what it meant in your country when you said it. You knew the connotation it had. You meant it. It wasn't like, oh, you know what? It wasn't like she said something in her language that translates totally different over here. She meant what the fuck she said. She meant it.
see, I think it's the species that's like, yeah, no, you can't. I think after her saying that, you're calling her a protected species, essentially. So it's like, yeah, no, you over here. So you're calling this woman, this black woman.
Okay, so
Essentially,
tell me what she should have said that would have been acceptable.
if she wanted to say she gets preferential treatment or she gets a special whistle, okay, cool. You can. Well, if, I don't agree with it, but you have the right to say that. I think when her saying the species part is the part where it's like, hey, let's not.
Oh,
Let's
see,
yeah.
I see
It's
what
like
you're
you're
saying.
calling her.
I'm
It
out on
comes
all of it.
off as like I'm out on it, but I'll give about. I'm out on it if she wanted to say, all right, she gets a special whistle. I don't agree with that. I was like, I don't think Angel really gets a special whistle at all.
But
But
why would you have to figure out species if you just want to say special whistle? See, here's the thing. I'm not letting Sandy go with the, oh, you know what, well, where I'm from, fuck all that, because you've been here. You've been here. You didn't heard special whistle. You didn't heard refs don't make the call. You've heard all of those terms. You've been in the WNBA long enough. Fuck all that. You knew what you said and you meant that, and then to come back with the little lame ass apology. I'm not buying it. Here, words matter. Here, words matter. So she was over there. She was just so flustered she couldn't think of special whistle that she said protected species. What? Y'all got to make that make sense for me. I ain't buying that shit.
It's interesting because there is that part of me that's like, come on, bitch, you knew what the fuck you was talking about. You've been in the league for how long?
Like
you know that shit.
Sandy ain't just got here. This is a championship coach in this fucking league. Stop playing with me. I didn't know the species. Fuck all that. I ain't buying
which
that
is
shit,
which is why I say for the league the suspension was needed. Yes, she needed to be suspended. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, but the league also needs to suspend their own fucking self.
That's the other part about that. Which is why I say I don't give the league a round of applause.
I'm looking at
I don't give them a round of applause for that shit.
How the fuck you gonna suspend somebody for all the shit you done fucked up?
Exactly. Which is why I was like, I don't give the league a round of applause for doing that shit because there's more shit that you need to address that you don't want to address. Now you wanna address this Sandy comment. Yes, it need to be addressed, but there's other shit that you need to address that you're choosing to just walk around and act like it's not happening. Yeah, no, y'all don't know, Cathy. You don't get a round of applause, bitch, because you really don't want to address the overarching problem. It's just okay. You would have gave Sandy a slap on the wrist because what? Because you, it's not like you said this shit is good for the game in terms of all the racial comments and things like that that's been spread. The rivalry, as you want to call it, whatever, everything that comes with that is okay for the game. That's what you said because it's about the money. So for you to go and suspend her now, I don't give you. For you to go and suspend Sandy after this comment, I don't give you a round of applause. It needed to happen, yes. But for Sandy, it's also like, hey, ma'am, you, me personally, I give you the little. I haven't. I don't know. Someone has to let me know. Has Sandy had a history of making these type of comments?
I don't know.
So that's the part for me. I'm not gonna sit here and say, all right, lady, you this, you that. But I will say, bitch, that's your. I caught you once. It's been put out there one time. So we hear anything else, anything adjacent to this. Yeah, bitch. Now I might have to start putting labels on you. Say, hey, that lady right there, yeah. Mm-mm. So she get the little. All right, you do your apology, take your suspension. I don't want to hear no complaining about the fucking suspension. Take that shit. Apologize to Angel. You apologize to the league. Apologize to the team.
Did she got to pay any money? Is she taking any any type of training, any cultural training? Is she donating
They
to
need
a
to. She need
is
to
she
do some shit.
donating to a nonprofit? What are we doing? Did it hit her
She
pocket?
need to figure some. She need to do something. I would think with the suspension you get, it should
I don't
come
know.
with a fine. I would hope it did.
I don't know. I know a whole lot of administrators get suspended with pay, so I don't know. You got to tell me.
Hell no, that shit need to be with that suspension need to be a hit that pay too, bitch, because I'm gonna make your pockets hurt. Doing some shit like that, say some shit like that. But yeah, for Sandy, hey, bitch, that or ma'am, this is that one off. You are now anything adjacent for me. Yeah, you are classified in that category, people.
No pay. Okay, she got suspended without pay. Thank you.
Okay, good, thank you. And there shouldn't be
I
no
still
complaints
want.
about it.
I don't give a fuck. I still want a donation to a black and brown support nonprofit.
Hell yeah, go
I don't
take
give a fuck. We
some
need some
some
what they call
some
it? Some cultural training.
yeah
What's the
some
classes? What's the classes they need to take? Yeah, I ain't got time. I ain't
she
for
need to
it.
go
And then
do she need to go do some of that with it.
she did a pressure posted a couple hours ago. Yeah. Yeah, I ain't buying it. She coached too many black players to know to not know you shouldn't say species. What else? What else though? Commish, your thoughts? Did we cut you off? What you thinking?
Oh no, I was just listening to you guys. It's a mess. I think multiple things can be true. I agree using the word species when you're talking about another human is very off-putting. We talk about the dehumanization that often gets associated with Black people or Native people, right? I mean, like
That's been
Australia's
sensitively
got its
framed.
issues there too.
Mm-hmm.
Like anti-colorism is not just a US phenomenon. We've talked about that before. Um, Also, I do wonder how much is a lack of a better word, overreaction to everything else that's happening, i.e., all the conversation we've been having about anti-ally, aka bitch baby, aka Caitlin Clark. Like, how much of this is trying to create different narratives that take the spotlight off of what's been happening with that girl, and not in a like conspiracy theory way, but just like in a true, like, the league has refused to get involved and they're just trying to like obfuscate stuff and push stuff off and never actually make a statement. When they make a statement, it's a hot mess, Adam. um so I just have a hard time like looking at this objectively. I mean, the closest example you can come to is Kurt Miller when he talked about Liz and potentially how much she weighed. Um, so it just all is very. Sandy hasn't had quote unquote allegations like this before, but it also, this is the same argument I've made for a while. You could be dating a Black person. You could have children with Black people, which is not Sandy's situation, but like that doesn't mean you're immune from anti fill in the blank rhetoric, like in this instance, Black rhetoric. And I just don't, I, I, I know enough to know that the originals, like Aboriginals in Australia, don't have that much of a different um I mean, it is different, but okay. Similar things that have happened to Native people in other native lands, Australia is not immune. How about that? And so, therefore, I do think anti-blackness, anti fill in the blank is a global phenomenon, and therefore I'm not one to believe that she's above it, because like why would you make that statement? And just, and I am sensitive to other cultures have other ways of saying things, which is why this one's like a very, like, someone who is part of the natives of Australia has to tell me whether or not this is offensive. You know what I mean? Like in Australia's context, to really, I still think it's offensive, but you know what I'm saying? Like it would give me more context. And the only person who can answer that question is someone who is of a minority population. I can't tell. I'm personally not going to listen to the majority culture tell me whether something or not is offensive to a minority culture. It's like the same thing in America, where if you were to listen to majority people to tell you whether or not something is racist, like it just is like you're not the one
Mhm.
who can actually say it. So like until I hear someone who has that perspective to really say to the degree to which this is offensive even within their own culture, and then I can overlay that with it is offensive in American culture, right? But I don't know the depth of offensiveness. Um, anyway, long way to say, like, this one feels very like not chicken or the egg per se, but I just like interested to know, like, if we weren't on top of all this other rhetoric that's been happening, how much of this would have still resulted in her being suspended? You know what I mean? Um,
Mhm.
And so I just like wonder that. And I didn't watch the game live. So I heard all this like after the fact. And I just saw a ton of chatter about it. And I was just like, I wonder, I don't know the context. I did eventually hear the hot mic, and it's not great. I mean, it wasn't like, again, I don't want to sit here and parse out like the worst of the worst organizations organized or, anti white power, anything that's not white power is like they're anti. Like I don't want to come with different like levels of like how KKK are you? How Proud Boys are you? Like that's
Uh-huh.
not, that feels icky. Like that's not what I'm trying to get at. But I do think there is something in the middle, and what's hard for me to, on the basic level, it doesn't sound great. I don't think that statement makes sense. Back to what I said before. Comparing a human to a species is just not great. But I need someone with contextual cultural information to let me know how offensive what she said is. So not dancing around it per se. It's hard for me to know with someone from a different culture until like people from that culture can really help me understand the levels to which I should be pissed off, with Sandy. And then you add on top of it Caitlin's quote unquote contusion every time a Black woman of color, or just a Black person specifically, seems to interact with her. It like creates another congressional letter, like another draft. So I just feel like all this happening simultaneously is interesting to me. Hopefully my rambling made sense.
Oh no, it made sense. It made sense. Um, yeah. With what you said with the is her getting suspended uh kind of a microcosm of what's going on right now. So it's like, oh, because we have all this going on, yeah, we have to suspend her. Would you have done it if this comment was made at a completely different time when none of this is being discussed? But because all of this Caitlyn and the Chelsea, the comment made to Chelsea Gray on social media by some weirdo, um, like because all of that is still very much in online and being talked about and discussed on platforms, on big media platforms. Would you have done this if that was on, if that wasn't happening right now, if you weren't in the news for that shit? would you have suspended her? Makes you wonder. Especially because what her suspension came after Adam made that comment about this whole Caitlyn thing and her being the incident being politicized, whatever.
And Brittany, what have I told y'all from jump? Whenever I whack Cathy, what do I make sure I say?
Gotta whack that down.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, would you like to say
um,
his name? What have I been saying?
you've been saying that it's not just Cathy. Adam has been in the background making these moves and decisions too.
Yep. So yes, correct. Though timing wise, I believe we found out about Sandy yesterday, which was after Adam's comments where he didn't mention Alyssa Thomas at all came to light. Correct.
Yeah. So yeah, that man. That I wouldn't be surprised if Adam called in another one, said, hey, go ahead and call in that suspension. Since he called in the AT suspension too. He said, hey, calling in this one. Go ahead and suspend that lady. Yeah, I don't think I can't necessarily say that the league I can't 100% say that the league did it because they in their true heart of hearts they feel is what Sandy said was wrong. I cannot 100% say that they did it because they feel as though that comment was wrong and you deserve the punishment. Can very easily just be a hey, because of everything with all the negativity and the spotlight that we've had on us the last couple weeks. Yeah, you're just gonna have to. We're just gonna have to be use you as a sacrificial lamb. All right, you're gonna be the sacrificial lamb, Sandy.
The other part that I'm a little well, when it comes to quote unquote punishment or whatever, I find it a little strange because it's just like in general, I don't think Angel is a protected species when it comes to refereeing in the game. I do think there's like other stuff at play, but like
Yeah,
compared to the one that has congressional hearings called for her, it just like Angel really isn't, and I think I don't even think it's accurate. You know what I mean? So that's one. I think the other component to it that's a little frustrating. Oh, I forgot. You know what? I forgot some history. It doesn't excuse it, but I just forgot some history. So the last time they played each other, Izzy got ejected, correct?
yes,
I just like
yes.
completely forgot about that because I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch that game. So there's like a little bit to it. Doesn't make it right. I'm just, again, adding context. Um, I don't even I don't think the Tempo have played the Fever, or if they have, I don't know if Caitlyn played. But I just mean like I was gonna say keep that same energy, but now that she's suspended, she's not gonna say nothing about any player. Furthermore, I think when you're a coach, I just don't think you can talk about other players like that. It's just not professional. Um, and speaking of professionalism, I think the other thing that really frustrates me is again, this is not saying Sandy's right or wrong, or more so, I'm not saying Sandy's right. But if you're going to suspend Sandy, why are other people not getting technicals for what they say, or fines for what they're saying in pressers after the fact? Like, you know what I mean? Like it
Yeah.
feels all not the same because again, people get dense with this stuff. I'm not saying it's the same. I'm just trying to understand why can't we gave a flagrant 2 after the fact. You can't give a technical after the fact. It just feels very picky and choosy. That's just
Yep.
rare. I feel uncomfortable about it all. Again, we can have a conversation. I already just listened my opinion about what Sandy actually said, but separately, it's giving the rules are for you, not for me, or you, not you, not
Mhm.
you, but you. You're cool. Like it just is very. I get very uncomfortable with when we pick and choose, and then when assessments are made in light of other things that recently happened to try to appease people, to be like, look, we're not racist. And that's where I was kind of coming with, it feels almost like an overreaction, but I also want to admit that, like, I do think what Sandy said is not appropriate. But then I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, I don't know. Like, all these things happen concurrently. So, like, I can't pick, you know, I can't say what it would have been had this not happened, but it just feels very reactionary, which, to be quite frank, with the WNBA and the MNBA, I don't have a lot of trust. Meanwhile, Adam's over here saying he feels bad for Caitlyn because she's a political football, which you guys have enabled. Furthermore, you had nothing to say about any of the Black women who are experiencing things. Again, while I'm on my rant, I also get really irritated that they're now co-opting the narrative to be about people who are sports bettors when there's just racism happening regardless of parlays or not. And it just feels like they, whatever, without calling a thing, we keep letting other things get attached to these narratives and just like create this like larger than life instead of addressing the things individually when they happen. So now everybody gets to, that's where a political football happens. That's where you're like a barnacle on a fucking sea ship, because now everything's attaching to this mammoth that's just like floating or just cruising down, whatever body of water, and everything gets to get attached to it instead of allowing the conversations to be individually where they should have been and should have been nipped in the bud. But yet here we are now, homophobia, racism, misogyny, like uh internationalism, like gentrification, xenophobia. It's just like, oh my God, like we didn't attack the thing individually so that these don't become lightning rods for everybody. And now, like, all these people are getting every socio uh political thing at play internationally, domestically, are now being attached, and it's just super frustrating. Now, that doesn't mean don't talk about it, because we're going to continue. I think other people choose not to talk about it, which is frustrating. But it's like all these things are happening concurrently, which is what makes it difficult to have a conversation, because everybody wants to pretend these things didn't happen in isolation. And now we have to have a conversation about all these things simultaneously. And I think that's where I'm frustrated by everything that's happened since Iowa LSU. Like, it's just been a Titanic literally moving down, and just everything is now becoming a part of this conversation. So then it doesn't allow for nuance. It doesn't allow for denouncing things. It just keeps building, quite frankly.
Absolutely. And I do have a question for the league, because you suspending Sandy sets a precedent. So, because you set this precedent, are you going to keep up with it?
I mean, I think the league would say, oh, we suspended Kurt before. But again, back to my point of, I do think when you're a coach, you can't say certain things. But if we're going to hold coaches to the same standard, and then we have players getting impressors talking about people badly, or you're on your podcast insinuating things, like, how do you draw the line? That's where I
Exactly.
find, yeah, that's where I have an issue. Like, either you're all a mouthpiece or you're not. And I do understand, like, quote unquote, the boss gets a little bit more, but we live in an environment where stars, quote unquote, superstars, quote unquote, faces of the league, they're all mouthpieces. And I think the role that a coach played historically doesn't carry the same weight as whoever's deemed as appropriate to be a mouthpiece for the league. And that's where it's frustrating. And then while we're on the topic, Adam, stay out of women's business, because you have so many issues in the MNBA. Like, why are you getting involved with players that you don't watch, you don't participate in, you only come to one game of the finals just to show your face, and it's probably primarily for the MNBA owners who happen to own a lot of these the women's teams. But it's super frustrating to watch someone, insert themselves who doesn't have the tacit knowledge of the league and the understanding. And again, I've been telling people for a while, like, Adam needs to get more whackings. When we whack Cathy, we need to make sure we whack Adam. And I think people have let him skate too long. And I think he's had more of a hand in a lot of what's happening more than people realize, which is another reason why when people want to fire Cathy, I'm like, he's still in charge. He's still going to insert someone that is going to do his bidding, or he's going to insert someone who is the whipping post for him. Like, it is a problem, and we need to be like talking about the head of the snake. It is Adam. It is Adam. Adam has so many domestic violence situations, but never gets involved with that, but finds his need to get involved with someone's, hand slipping on a random Thursday night.
That is so right. That
You
I
know,
don't think
yeah,
I've
you know
heard
what I
that man.
mean? Like, we have to have that. I've been telling y'all about Adam for a while, and this is why I've been bringing it up. These things don't exist in a vacuum, and I've been talking about it, and I don't think people have realized what I've been saying. Exhibit 3001. Look at
That
this.
man's been hush. That man's been very hush on a lot of things that's been happening in his league, which is very interesting because it's not like nothing's been happening over there. I think it's almost like every month or every other month someone is in trouble in regards to
Oh,
gambling
sports
on
betting,
games, sports
domestic
betting.
violence,
I don't think that man has addressed
hasn't addressed
any
one, not an
any
iota.
allegations
But is
about
sitting
that.
on a panel talking about Caitlin Clark needs to be protected. Do we not see the irony here? Like, just the same way
Literally.
you got out and said stuff, you could have been saying stuff, and now we want to obfuscate the racism as sports betting. That is a subcomponent of the issue. But, like, stop letting people tell you it's sports betting. It is not just sports betting. That is what is irritating me about this whole conversation now. Like, now it's been co-opted into some, like, oh, 1-800 stop gambling. That is not the issue. The issue is racism, period. It's misogyny, period. Like, it's misogynoir, more specifically. Stop letting these people co-opt the conversation and the narrative to point to other things when in actuality the root of the issue is the root of the issue.
Exactly. And then the funnier part about them trying to blame it on sports betting is that the league continues to get deeper and more involved in sports betting. So you're saying that you're trying to blame sports betting on this, but yet you continue to subject your players to these comments because you continue to allow people to bet on your games. That like how does
But
that work? You're
but
saying
Brittany,
that's the problem.
I agree. Let's take it a step. Let's expound upon that. The real issue that we're actually seeing is it's a very much a all money is good money, right?
Absolutely.
Because the same way people keep trying to say, these aren't our fans, these are racist. They're not real fans of the W. No, now your new problem is those people who are racist are buying tickets, buying Sophie
Hey,
Cunningham jerseys. Like, they're consuming W content, which is dangerous and AI generated to try to make specifically Black women look bad. So again, you now pointing at other things that are outside of this league, like, we have to stop that. We have to stop the conversation about, I think even like two baselines ago, Auntie called me out on it, rightfully so. I said, oh, these are bots, and Auntie was like, no, these are real people. We need to stop having the conversation and just like letting things go and being like, these are bots, these aren't real people, these aren't real fans. No, racists buy shoes too. Racists buy jerseys. Racists consume media. Like, we can't just keep saying like these are sports bettors. Yes, I do think like in some avenues, like, yeah, you're losing your shirt is making you act wild. But these are the same people showing up front row. These are the same people behind the stanchions yelling at players while they're making like shooting free throws. These are
these are the
real
same
people.
people that are stalking them
These
at
are the
their
same people.
hotels. And
Exactly. Like, these. people are not mutually exclusive. So the sooner we recognize there are racists following the W, again, not saying sports bettors are the same as racists. I'm just giving examples. Like there are.
You're giving them an avenue to use a space to feel comfortable, and they're using sports betting as that space.
Well,
Racists are
the
using.
same way that quote unquote real fans, passionate fans who
Yep.
aren't acting wild are fans, so are racists, so are sports bettors.
Yep.
Like these are all, and then there's overlap in all these groups. So I think like when you hear me talk from here on out, like hold me accountable, I'm going to purposely not try to make it sound like it's a minor, it's like a 1% of people. No, it's more than 1%, and we've seen it time and time again. So for me, I'm just gonna say the people who are following the league, who are spending money on the league, whether or not you want to call them quote unquote fans, but people are spending their money, time, treasure, fill in the blank, all the other things. There is an overlap of those people. So like we can't continue to just like act like they don't exist. They exist. Now, are they 70%? Are they 10%? Are they 5%? I don't know the number, but they're sizable enough that they're making noise and creating they're creating issues in the space. So whether there's a minority or a majority, at this point it doesn't matter. They're occupying too much airtime.
Absolutely.
Do y'all have anything else y'all wanted to add on that? I don't have anything. I think I've made it clear what I think about Adam, and he doesn't get to have it both ways. Like you can't be like, no, I didn't tell her to suspend Liz, and then be caping for Caitlyn as if we need to listen to you. Stay out of our business. But Cathy, get a backbone and get out the way. Like I'm okay if the W just doesn't have an NBA part to it. So there's that for me. Well, what else? What else we want to talk about?
There was a lot going on this week.
While I'm ranting, let me just keep going.
Okay. Continue.
I'm gonna sound a little hypocritical. I accept this. I don't think it's hypocritical, but simple-minded people will say I'm hypocritical. So fine, whatever. I'm gonna make my statement and then I'm gonna go further. This will be the last time I talk about that girl in Indiana. I've made myself very clear. I've been calling this out for a while. She is a very dangerous person. She truly is Karen. I have gone from calling her initials, her parent given initials, to calling her anti-ally, and I stand by that wholeheartedly, to her new name is bitch baby. So she's went from AA to BB to CC, whatever. I'm no longer interested in talking about her. So from here on out, it's going to get a coddle you treatment for me, but like I'm actually serious about it. She is dangerous. It's giving Karen. It's given I should know the woman who cried wolf on Emmett Till. Like it is very much dangerous what she is continuing to do. And for someone who doesn't stay on social media, doesn't know what's going on, somehow finds herself being the victim and the damsel in distress over and over. I no longer respect it. Well, I never respected it, but let me be clear. I do not have the capacity to continue to sit here. Anybody who wants to get in here, because eventually the people who are silent are going to start posting in the chat about how we don't need to talk about her and she doesn't owe us anything and whatever other BS. The girl is dangerous. She's been faking injuries. Either she needs to go sit on that lady's couch, which I still am of the belief, but the way that she is weaponizing her white tears is super problematic. I am no longer interested in talking about her because at this point she's shown me enough. So I'm no longer giving her the benefit of the doubt. Just know where I stand on this. This is now the 4th or 5th week in a row, and I really didn't want to talk about her, but every week she finds her way to do something even more ridiculous than the week previous, which is why I need to talk about it. The bullshit she pulled with Chelsea Gray was ridiculous. The bullshit she therefore pulled shortly thereafter with Kia Stokes is even more ridiculous. So for me, she's dangerous, and I no longer want to give her airtime. Feel free to chime in, but I'm just like letting everybody know from henceforth, it is my personal rule. I'm not talking about her because it's past the point of like, you get the benefit of the doubt. You no longer get it. When people wrote a congressional letter on your behalf and you didn't think to move differently, I now am no longer interested in you and what you have to say. So that is where I'll stand.
Look, that lady over there, I find it very interesting that people still try to make her seem like a victim. A victim's not a victim. And for that lady to be getting away with the shit that she gets away with, I don't know how many times I've seen her. Well, the flopping in itself is crazy. But how many times I've seen her get in a ref's face, get to screaming, yelling, um, and nothing comes of it. I think that's absolutely crazy. Like the leash that she has is very similar to someone over there in the NBA. Dare I say, his name, Draymond Green. That leash that she has is very much similar to that in terms of uh,
How
they
many
don't get
times? How many times winner is Draymond?
that man has 4 chips.
And when Draymond came to the league, did they say he was already the best player in college?
No, but I'm talking the leash in terms of officiating. That's the type of leash that she has, which is crazy compared to
Yeah.
a 4-time champion. That shit is crazy. You haven't won shit. And that means you have the same leash as of a 4-time champion in the NBA. To where you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. You can yell in their face. You can swing your arm all you want. And they still can't call a check on you. But had that look, let it be anyone else because we've seen it throughout times. We've seen it a couple times throughout the season where folks get texts when they on the other side of the court just yelling at the ref. But she could come and get in your face and yell at you, and you just sit there and take it. Um. So yeah, the continuous need for people to make her seem like a victim and boo-hoo, feel sad for her. Nobody feels sorry for her. This is what that lady is okay with. That lady is okay with people using her name whichever way they see fit. Because I don't know. Did that lady come out and give an unwarranted speech about the Congress members saying they're gonna well not Congress
No, you already know
yes.
the answer. No.
Yes. I was like, it's funny how you did it you you decided to give a speech, an unwarranted speech. Did nobody ask you no question? An unwarranted speech, press conference about the AT situation, but you don't say anything when it's about hey people people that actually have power change laws are talking about getting involved in your league on your behalf because it's essentially on your behalf because you have not spoke out and said I don't do that shit. Y'all are crazy. So it is very much on your behalf, and you said nothing. Um, it's just I think every week it's something. And it's just always something. It's very tiring to talk about. It's very tiring to look at her play basketball and whine all the time. Yeah, so unless it's like some really big stuff, um, and particularly harming someone else is being impacted, um, on her behalf. Yeah, I don't have anything to say more to say about that lady because it's just exhausting,
Truly.
and the league's gonna do nothing about it. So that's the
Oh,
other
I'm
part
gonna
about it.
continue to call the league out, but I just mean
Oh
like
yeah, that.
I don't want to talk about her anymore. Like I will talk about her
Yeah.
in the context of like the disparity of treatment, but I am no longer giving her my time, energy, breath. While we're on the topic, I actually one of my items from last week, I said I was going to watch the Post Ups podcast about the conversation around Candace AB. Um you know, I'm so glad that I decided to watch it. Now, to be clear, it's not like a complete 180, but I do find when we do clip culture, there's just a lot of unreliable narratives that are out there. So let me take another perspective here. Candace still, I think she aligns her or she sees herself like a Caitlyn where there's a phenom coming. You come in, you feel like you're targeted. And Candace was voted the most overrated player again, but I do have questions like was there an option set and they had to choose one? Did people write her in? I don't know. Anyway, she's probably feels more like a Caitlyn, which is also why LeBron aligns with Caitlyn. Anyway, I watched the podcast and it wasn't as bad as I think the clip showed. Now, on that tip, whoever does their clips for social media didn't do them any favors. I would actually say Aaliyah and Candace, if you're listening, which you're, but you never say never. If anybody knows Candace and Aaliyah, y'all need more representation. You do because the tenor of that conversation in which they clipped did not help y'all. I think if you were more tapped in with the community, the clips would have looked a little different. I do think there was a little bit more conversation, a little bit more nuance. I do think the editing didn't help either. It sounded like Aaliyah Boston was going to make a comment about, she was like, okay, I do think it was a flagrant 2, blah, blah, blah. Okay, agree, disagree, or agree to disagree. And then she was about to say like the racism and the whatever. And then Candace interrupted her. And I don't know if when the final clips happened, it just got cut out or even just the show itself, right? Like, I think you guys should have come back to let Aaliyah say whatever she was going to say for just, you know, wholeheartedness on the conversation. But Candace did specifically say that the racism and all that, again, got a little co-opted, in my opinion, by sports betting and parlay this and parlay that. But Candace did come back and actually say something about it. While we're on the topic, no one told me that Candace also said that Angel Reese got snubbed for being a starter. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is why sometimes I have to go watch stuff for myself because no one mentioned that when they were talking about Candace and all the other. Like, somehow we forgot to mention that Candace actually said she thought Angel was snubbed for being a starter. Like, it just the
Commish, you
stand
know how
culture.
this goes.
No, but that's my point, is if I had
Yep.
commented the way I was going to last week without saying I want to go watch it for myself, we would have been having a different and then it would just been perpetuated. Again, I'm not saying Candace was perfect. Like, I still have some issues, or I thought they should have allowed more space to have the conversation about what AT was uniquely experiencing. I think that was a miss to cut that out or cut that short or not come back to it, which is why there's a multitude of things. Y'all need better representation in whoever your production staff is, Candace and Aaliyah. If you guys are going to talk about certain things, you need more perspectives than whatever the fuck you're given. Secondly, there's a lot of people who only listen to clips and like that's also part of the issue, right? So I just want to say that, like, all of the above, there's a lot of unreliable narration that is happening. And so I do encourage people to be a little bit more curious. I do think what you put out there, you have to be careful. I think you could do a better job clipping, but also the conversation still was like had in a more holistic way than people are giving it credit for. So I'm glad I was intellectually curious enough to go back and say I want to watch a little bit more to give a perspective. So that is what I want to say about that.
Commish, do you think maybe it's one of those? These are the clips that are being posted because it's one of those. Hey, bad press is still press anyway.
Sometimes it's that, but sometimes it's also like the post moves administrator clipped it in a way I don't think was like fully representative of the conversation. Now, their objective could have been, hey, like the people who feel like, you know, there's a loud majority or loud portion, not, let me not say majority. There's a loud portion of people who are like Caitlyn sycophants. But if you were going to be sympathetic to them, you also alienated all these other people. And I think a little bit more cultural context would have had you not present that clip that way. Because when I watched the podcast, there was a little bit more nuance in the conversation. You know, you would have looked less coonish is basically what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. Yep.
And if you had the right people who were plugged in a little bit better, and I'm not saying all folk are not kinfolk, so it's possible they have a person of color, but I'm not sure they're plugged in the right ways, and you probably need more diversification if that's the case. Because I do think they missed out on an opportunity, and it looked very coonish, like from the clips. So they should have done a better job of choosing edits or clips that gave a little bit more holistic. And furthermore, you should have come back to that conversation to make sure you separated the two. There's the if you believe it's a flagrant, and then if you believe it's ridiculous that people are making basketball like a life thing. And Candace specifically did talk about that. She was like,
I am so glad I was taking my medicine when you said coonish. I was not ready. Go ahead. Sorry, I just wanted to add that.
oh yeah. Well, I mean, that's what that's what it was giving. From the clips, it was giving coonish. So I mean, I'm not gonna say it's like all redeeming, but there was more conversation and more, like, I wouldn't even call it richness, but there was a little bit more nuance than what the clips that were circulating portrayed. That's all I wanted to give, is like, this is why people and diversification, like DE&I in the truest sense, is supposed to be beneficial. You need people who have different perspectives coming to the table so that you can like iron out some of these things. Hey, this looks a little coonish. Like, if I actually get the time and the space to like say, hey, this is coonish and here's why I believe it to be not a good look for us to release this clip, and you allow the space for dissension, then you can have a holistic conversation and be like, oh, we're going to still release it. Or, hey, we need to come back and round out this conversation. Or, hey, let me play a little bit more of the conversation we had. But that's not what happened. And then on the other side of it, you have unreliable narrators who didn't go and watch it. So,
I do
mean,
want your response to a comment in the chat, please.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Her black teammates who continue to coddle her are looking suspect right now. She lets her fans drag them, so why are you coddling her?
I will say, like, for example, one person I've had a little bit of beef with is Bree Turner. Bree Turner was very outspoken on some of these on these types of issues before she showed up in Indiana. Last season, we didn't see Bree say a whole bunch of nothing. All of a sudden, now she's with Vegas and she's saying a little bit more, which leads me to believe, what exactly is going on in Indiana?
Yeah, we know what's happening over there. Well, we can all infer what's happening over there. It's hey, we can infer that there's and understanding giving to everyone. Hey, any comments about her? Any questions about her? If anybody asks you, you need to answer in a way in which it does not make her look negative. Heck, you might be okay with making it seem like your opinion on her is just neutral. But do not say anything negative. Because if you have anything negative to say, there's probably a conversation had.
Furthermore, you have the coddling of the league itself and the technical that she should be at her well, to be frank, she should be on her like 12th technical by now. But if we want to say in the past week, she should be at 7, not 6, right? So
Look,
there's
I'm of the belief that the refs, they've been given their orders as well.
I believe that. Yeah.
Not ref number 3. I'm here for ref number 3. Did you see ref number 3 last night?
No.
No.
Auntie, hold up. I think ref number 3, Roy, I've had issues with Roy. Don't worry. I know his name. Roy and I have had issues. Roy, I think Roy is the quote unquote overreaction, similar to like an aspect of what I was talking about with Sandy.
Really?
I think, yes.
Tell me more.
I'm not like giving conspiracy theory, but that shit came so quick. And notice how she didn't
I'm
run
not
up
even
in
just
Roy's
talking about
face.
the tech, though.
Okay, I know. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm saying because there's been so much conversation about Caitlyn traveling, Caitlyn not playing well, Caitlyn, you know, that I think they're trying to get the heat off of them. I really do.
No, you think it was an overcorrection?
I think it's an overcorrection the same way I think Sandy's an overcorrection.
Okay, that's fair. I'll take that. But I enjoyed it. I didn't give a damn. Yesterday,
I mean, the girl be traveling to Timbuktu and
tech travel.
That's the thing.
Else. That girl got knocked over. She was looking at the ref. He didn't even look over. Just stepped over like AI did to Ron Lou. Like, hey, girl, get up and play basketball. Next. Oh, so I don't know. I can't. Commish said, Roy, you ain't really like that. But for last night, hey, I appreciated it. It was refreshing, at least to see that bullshit get called. It was refreshing for me to see that bullshit get called.
But I think they have orders. The orders every now and again, y'all can give her a tech, but you cannot give her two. You cannot give her 2 in one game. You cannot.
Oh shit.
I think it is very clear that hey, every now and again, y'all can give her a tech, but 2, you can't give her 2 in one game. And has she fouled out in the game yet?
I believe so, but more foul out
before.
There should be more, but yes.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you might be able to get away with giving her a little bit of foul trouble early, but you can't really foul her out of games. Those are like an occasional thing, just like 2 techs never happens.
What?
The 1 tech occasional. I absolutely believe that. Yeah, no. I think the refs, because there's no way, and the reason why I think that is because there's no way that any of them refs would allow anybody else or anybody in general to come up to them like that and say the shit they be saying like that. You think you gonna come yell in my face and I ain't gonna take you up? Absolutely not, unless they've been told otherwise. There's just no way, because the way in which she comes at them, yeah, she be coming at them like these are random people off the street, and it's I hate you, fuck you, and call the fucking foul. That's how she be coming to them. She be coming up to them like, hey, do we need to square up? Do we have a problem? That's how she be walking up on them. Like, all right, come, like, yeah, no. There's just no way that I believe that they are just not calling technicals on her for that type shit just because let's give her another chance. Hell no. You've been given your orders. You've been instructed, hey, 2 techs in a game, yeah, don't do that. 1 tech, y'all can every now and again. Fouling out, that's every now and again. Gotta be egregious. Got to be egregious. But
didn't Adam call her someone that needed to be protected? Like, what are
Yes.
we confused about? It's very clear that she's being protected by the referees.
The orders
Adam very
was given.
specifically told you that he feels bad for her. I'm supposed to believe that Adam just got up one day, went to a panel, and is talking about Caitlyn, but no one else.
I don't
Okay.
think that man has ever said he felt bad for any of those men over there in his league.
No,
Like,
no,
so
no. Also, you have
yeah.
an outstanding investigation you need to do called Kawhi Leonard. Oh, you also have Terry Rozier. Like, you have so many investigations that you're getting in women's business when you need to not be. You need to go worry about what's going on in your league and why there's so many domestic violence or assault adjacent situations that you have not dealt with. And then you got the Trees company with Kawhi. Kawhi can't be traded until the investigation is complete. Like, what are we talking about? Get out of the WNBA business. Get out of women's business.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got anything to add on this topic? Otherwise, I got another one.
Oh, hit the other one.
No, I mean keep cooking. Keep cooking.
Okay. Since they just went to halftime, correct? Do we want to talk about Phoenix? Y'all ready to have that conversation about Nate? Since never wrong just early seems to be a theme of today's show.
Listen, I didn't even want to turn it on. I haven't even peeked at it. I ain't turned it on. I didn't even want to peek at it. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's have this conversation.
You know, I hate to be right, but I love to be right. I said last season, Nate is not a good coach. Now, it looked crazy because they made it to the finals, got swept, but they made it to the finals. I tried to tell y'all, that man does not know how to coach. While we're a subject of men coaches who don't know how to coach, Chris, come to the front. Come to the front. Liberty have lost 8 of the last 10. Come to the front. What are you doing? They're cousins. They're cousins. They're cousins. We could talk about both simultaneously, one over the other. Like, Phoenix. I said before the season started, I didn't think they made up for Satu being gone. Then the Aces decided to make them look like the Harlem Globetrotters. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. They had Jokic, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, Ka's going to have a better, I betted on Ka having a better year. She had a shooting slump. But all I'm going to just fast forward to is Phoenix looks a mess. And it doesn't look like they have any solutions whatsoever. This is a team that made it to the finals last season. Had a finalist MVP. What is happening over there?
Well, what's happening over there might be one of those microcosms of, hey, this team, they made it to the finals or they made it pretty far last year, and then the next year they just completely just fall off. It was a one-hit wonder, one-time thing. Yeah, I think the not replacing Satu, because it wasn't like last year for Satu one of her best years. In part because she was healthy, but yeah, not being able to replace Satu was going to be a problem for them. But the performances the performances they've been putting on this season have been just nasty to watch. But it's also nasty basketball, and nasty philosophies. I just wonder with him. So, do you think like taking twos and just the mid range, like that's still horrible? It's not an option. You don't want to give it a try. You don't want to give the mid range a try. You don't want to. No, I think you need it. I think that might help you a little bit, but no. Is it? And also, are they just like on him? Are they just kind of over him?
They look like a team that's trying to get their coach fired.
Yeah, I was like, his parents giving. Like, I was like, do they care? I don't think they care for him. I don't think they just. All right, bro. All right, whatever. You're just over there. We don't really care. And to be honest, if you're the Mercury, now might be the time to course correct. Now is kind of the time to course correct. Because what? Do they ever have any draft picks? Do they have any more draft picks? Because they'll
Who,
be drafting
Phoenix?
nowhere.
I
Yeah.
think it's still SOL with draft
Yeah.
picks.
I don't know. Now, honestly, for them, that might be the time to course correct.
The
If you
Suns
wanna,
are 7-8. They only have only so many games. Like the Storm is the worst team. Or sorry, Mercury. Mercury are 8-18. One game ahead of the Sun. They're clearly like from a win standpoint, they're playing each other. And then it's the Storm. Like
watch
this
this.
is bad.
I have a question. If you're the Mercury, is it time for you to see what you can get for AT?
Oh yeah, I
See
would
what you
blow
can
it
get
up.
for Ka.
I think
I think it's time you
to
do it.
blow up.
I think it's time you do it. I think it's time you start calling around. You start calling around about AT to see how much AT can get you. Call around about Ka. See what Ka can get you. Yeah, it's time to go ahead and
Welcome to my world. I told y'all.
blow it up.
Copper Ryan.
The reason no, and the reason why no.
Copper Ryan.
Well, and in part, the reason why I would say no is because for Phoenix, you really your thing isn't really about getting like star players back. You don't really care for getting an all-star back. You need the picks. You need the picks. Get the picks.
Oh, here's my thing. I don't give a damn about what Phoenix do. Just like I'm not really, whatever happened with Ryan. Y'all can figure it out together. That's what I'm saying. Kai come over from over there. Cole McConney, I got some place for you to go. Y'all want to figure out where Alyssa Thomas go? Who ends up there? I don't care. It's the desert. You gotta get yourself out.
What they could do though, if they want to do something like that, they could. It could do it. Okay, if you're able to. I think Atlanta would be stupid to just flip Ryan for Ka, but I think it's a lateral move. I don't think it makes them.
But
also
don't think the philosophies work.
Yeah, it isn't. They don't match the way what they want to do in Atlanta. Ryan matches that.
What do y'all think they want to do in Atlanta?
What they need to do
is that's what they want to do. But
what you asking us for?
Change
you ain't seen it for a season and a half.
Would bring that mid-range element to them that they need to have, that they just don't
Ryan
want.
has the same mid-range, but that's the problem. If you wanted to do it, you have Ryan. You would just do it now.
No, you don't, because Ryan only do shit when she wants to. Her sometimes you, sometimes me. Ass. I don't want to hear that. Ryan play when she want to play. She plays when she wants to play. That's not helpful for me.
Ka hasn't been.
I think
better this season. I don't think Ka's been good this season by any of standards.
I don't think that. Well, I don't think that Ka should have stayed in Phoenix. That's me.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, I don't think so either. I don't think any of us disagree with that one. That statement.
So
the minute Satu left, she should have said, "I'm out too."
Me too. Yeah.
Hey,
I hope I can get a deal like Flash, because this is my last day as a heartbeat. What you say,
Auntie?
Yes,
were you live for the Atlanta game earlier or no?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you remember what Ryan shot today?
Because she didn't start playing basketball until Angel left.
Right. What's your favorite tour date time of year again?
Is it January the 6th? February 4th.
How about April the 11th?
Oh, April 11th. Okay, so closer to 420, but not really there. 411. Yeah. Sucks.
And you played 35 minutes and had 11 points.
But here's the other bottom line of it. Well, never mind. I won't say that. Yes, I will. They don't win this game. They don't
Without
win this game.
Medina?
Hey, you goddamn right. If Medina Okot is not Medina Okot, they lose this game in Chicago. And maybe if Camilla wasn't on minute restriction, but I digress.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeesh.
definitely with no Medina, nigga, I don't get this done.
And
14
Medina
points
had 14 points in 11
in
minutes.
11 fucking minutes. Yeah, 6 or 8. Listen, plus she put 4 rebounds and a block on that bitch too.
Oh God.
You talk hey, and was down there banging with Camilla. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm not gonna say. Go ahead.
No,
Well,
you're good. That's the point. I didn't watch the game, so
No, because I was finna go somewhere totally else. That's somewhere someplace totally different.
it's okay.
About my Gamecock bigs.
Go ahead, make your statement.
Let me just say this real quick. This is just what I want to say because I saw on, and I don't remember exactly who made the post on X, but it was a post on X where they had the picture of Dawn. It's Dawn. It's Aaliyah. It's Asia. It's somebody else. Is in that picture. Tanaya. Is Tanaya in the picture? So I want to say. Dawn is on
The one from the Fever Aces game.
Yes. So
Yeah.
Asia's on one end, Aaliyah's on the other end, and then the post that's up is like, haha, Asia won't even stand next to Aaliyah in the picture. Now, I'm not gonna spend a whole lot of time on it because I got a video coming out where I'm gonna talk about it, but I do want to make this statement while the Baseline Brunch people are here because I'm sick of people trying to create this beef and pit them against each other. We love all of our Gamecock bigs. They all have done their own work in their own way. But what's crazy is just yesterday, while they was talking about what Asia won't do, I saw some pictures. Did y'all see they was going back in time to the All-Star game and Asia and Aaliyah was hugging and they took a picture together and they was next to each other? Why are y'all so keen on making it some beef? Why can't it just be competition? I don't know. I hate to go there. I want to hear what y'all think about it. I know it's kind of out of left field, but it was something that I wanted to ask y'all about because it really irritates my entire spirit. I don't understand how people, and some of them be Gamecocks too, or they call themselves Gamecocks. How y'all try to pit Gamecocks against each other?
Because they're not actually actually fans, as I just had that conversation. But or they're fans that came on.
You say casuals are fans of drama, not basketball. Okay. But there isn't even no drama there. It ain't even drama though. Okay, we'll stand up. Okay.
Right? Because Asia has like a subset of people who are like Asia stans, who aren't Gamecock fans, who don't respect the other aspects of her, but like the fact that she's the it girl for she is the face of the league, contrary to Klansmen. Anyway, specifically, I think to directly answer your question, my first answer is who cares? What if they're not friends? Like, not you, Auntie, but it's just like, okay, and like
if they're not friends, that doesn't mean that they have to have beef. And I think that's my
I agree.
I don't care if they don't have I don't care if they're not friends.
Right.
They're still Gamecocks. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I look at it like I kind of look at it like, okay, I might not hang with her, but you better not say nothing about her. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Only I can talk about my family. But that's my point is like everybody doesn't have to be besties. And if they're not besties, it's fine. Like it doesn't matter. There's respect there. Again, people, unreliable narrators. Anytime Asia comes up in the podcast with Leah, she always has something it's not like I'm going to drool over you for 20 minutes, but it's like always in a, last time we played the Aces, Asia didn't play. That changes the dynamic. You know what I mean? It's just like a healthy level of respect, and that's totally fine. Like,
I love that.
Who cares? Like, there's people who want to come for people's spots. Like in the men's game, people want to talk about Anthony Edwards all the time and how he'll talk shit to anybody. And I'm not saying that's Aaliyah, but like, okay. Like, it's okay. Like, the same way it's like we want to treat women's sports like men's sports, and then people want to get mad that the NBA is soft. Well, okay, if she doesn't revere her in that way, but she respects her, it's totally fine. Also, they still stood and took a picture, so it can't be that bad. Um,
Y'all know what I think it is?
go ahead.
I think it's some people think that it's oh the create this narrative. Oh, they hate each other. They just they don't talk none of that. They create this thing in their head because to as a kind of a gotcha moment, I guess at dawn that oh yeah your program's not as perfect as you think it is or how you try to make it. Yeah, you come to all your players' games,
That's a
but your
good point.
players don't even like each other.
Yeah. I think
That's what
that's
I also
just
think it's that too.
I agree. And that's a
Really?
good
Oh my, that is really sad.
Yes, I think it
I
goes back
thought
to
it,
Great.
the
and I
dawn.
think
God
that's articulated. Like
damn,
you
man.
articulated it well. Like any
Wow.
fissure
Oh
in the
wow.
foundation, they're gonna try to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. I thought it, I just didn't articulate it. But yeah, that's another one. So I don't care. I don't care. I'm still supporting them. So they could be besties, they could not
Absolutely.
be besties. They could get irritated. Like the way Asia plays, we don't see Asia banging in the post. You know what Aaliyah does? She'll bang in that post. So like it's just your game. Like, you know, Asia don't love contact like that. She feels like she should get more fouls, which is also true. Like y'all saw
Those
that
are
one.
some of my favorite battles. I can't wait to see Asia and Aaliyah battle. I can't wait to see Asia and Camilla get down. I can't wait to see Aaliyah and Camilla get down. I can't wait to see Gamecock on Gamecock crying. This is what we're.
Exactly.
This is why we're here running the league.
This is why we
This is why.
watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the one thing I wanted to add that I was saying was like that one view of when Caitlyn was pretending she got like knee in her groin or whatever by Chelsea. On the other side of it, you literally see Monique Bellings and Aaliyah Boston like pancaking Asia, and it's just like
Oh man, that was it. Oh man, I got rocked on that one. I know
she
exactly what you're
did, and
talking
I
about.
know
Yeah,
why
she
she's
got her.
pissed. Like
She got her
this is
not rocked on that
ridiculous.
one.
Like I'm consistently getting beat up and I'm not getting calls. So like if I would not like playing Aaliyah Boston. Like if in the post, I'm not getting well, we all speaking of special whistles. Um I was like, let me edit it. Speaking of special whistles, like I wouldn't want to play against the Fever. It is absolute BS what's been happening over the past few weeks with the
Oh, here we
whistle.
go. Let's go.
So but my point is like they may not be besties, and it's okay. They may just be competitive, and that's okay too. Like maybe it doesn't look all hunky dory. We're on what's it called?
You
Cover
know what they're.
stories
You know what they're not.
together.
You know what
It's
they're
like
not.
it's
They're
fine.
not messy. They're not out here. They're not out here making posts about each other. They're not out here stirring up bullshit. They get up and going to work every day. This is the number 1 and 2 highest paid players in the fucking league. What are we talking about? Now, what are we talking about? Should have gone to Capitol Hill for Asia. If anyone has a case. Ooh. Well, we know they wasn't doing that. Mm, mm, mm. Uh-oh, did I lose y'all? StreamYard is being weird.
No. I can hear
No,
you.
no, no. But guys, here's the good thing.
Oh, I
And
got
all
y'all
the
back.
haters are gonna be ceasing come All-Star weekend. Because all the Gamecocks are all on the same team.
Oh, don't remind me.
All the Gamecocks are on the same team.
With that one girl.
Yeah.
So,
But fuck her.
do you think she really plays?
I hope not. For the fun for
With
everyone
the back
else.
and with the back and everything?
She shouldn't. She shouldn't. They need to yeah, she needs to be on an IR report.
Well, the
She
same
doesn't need to play for that.
same way she was limping after she got a contusion, and then when she found it in her heart to yell at the ref, she didn't have any limp. I'm sure it's going to be along those lines.
They need to no, Stephanie and them in the Indiana front office. You need to think about your season. She doesn't need to play an all-star game. She doesn't need to do that. She needs to come, sit down, just watch. They don't need her to be getting hurt. And for everyone else's enjoyment of All-Star break, please don't let her play. Please and thank you.
Not for the sake of everybody else.
Yes, so everyone else can enjoy it. If she doesn't play, we'll all enjoy it. And they won't have to get asked questions about her because she's not playing. She just sits in the background. Yeah, they'll pan the camera to her. Yeah. Who cares? Everyone else gets to actually have fun.
Wow.
Y'all know how we was talking about that. Y'all know how we was just talking about Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know
Yes.
there's another team. There's
I was
another
about to say
team
they
that
better still
had.
be moving.
Yeah, there's another team that had championship aspirations that just made a big shakeup.
That need a big shake up
That
or
made a
have.
that made a big shakeup. That is a little siren for what's coming down the pipeline over there in LA.
Oh, well. I done told
I
y'all about
wasn't gonna
that.
forget
Y'all
about
kick
them.
it. Go ahead.
I wasn't gonna forget about them suckers. Uh, yeah, fire that GM. Um, if I remember correctly, the GM is a good friend of that head coach. Are they not? They're not good friends. I think they are. Lynn, your time is ticking. Go ahead and start putting in applications. Start making calls, sister. You're gonna be up out of there. And I think it's a decision that needed to happen, but waited entirely too late. Um, that decision should have been made once she signed Kelsey Plum, for all I, to be quite frank. Um, but to make that decision to fire your general manager after the damage is already done. Like, to be quite honest, the damage has already been done. So to fire her now, okay, whatever. But Lynn's time is a ticking because the minute they hire a GM, we all know what happens. That head coach is gonna be gone. And I don't see why whoever they decide to hire as their new GM would even want to give Lynn a year to figure it out. Maybe no, she wouldn't get a year with me. Goodbye. Because the season that you had an assistant, or sorry, an advisor, a special advisor, you were contending for that last playoff spot. Still didn't make it, but hell. So now that you don't have your special advisor, you are now very much in a worse position. And this is after you went and got more, um, you got more veteran players over there. So yeah, Lynn, go ahead and start making calls, sister. Actually, what they say, break up with them before they break up with you. That's what she should honestly do. But I just think it was just like they pulled the trigger, but you pulled the trigger kind of late, to be quite honest.
I still am like, not that I don't agree, but why now? Like Lynn's coming.
The firing of the GM. You still don't
Yeah,
understand why
Reagan,
that's
Lynn,
okay.
I think they all have sucked. And then you let Tanaya, Ziegler, all these people walk for nothing. You add the Awa and the Dom situation on top of getting Kelsey. You still haven't made the playoffs. That Rakia trade, even though Rakia is not active right now, but like that still looks crazy. There's a lot to, and then the Cam of it all, you're not getting like effective minutes from Cam, even though I think Cam and Rakia, y'all remember me telling you about these horizons and time horizons. They didn't make sense. That was the issue. I feel like that's where things went wrong. I know the article done said that when they didn't get Paige, it all went sideways. I mean, kind of not surprised. You saw their reaction when they lost the number 1 pick. But why now? Like, why today? like the season's not over. In theory, you could still get into 8th spot. Kelsey's not back. It's not All-Star week. It's just, which tells me they were kind of already plotting for her. And then furthermore, I assume, I could be wrong, but I assume the Sparks will be sellers at the trade deadline more than acquirers.
Oh, absolutely. They need to.
Turn those
They need
machines
to.
back on. Turn those machines back on. Sell.
Yeah, some teams
But
gonna
you know
have
what I
some
mean?
fire
Because it's like,
sales.
Mortimer, yeah, we're back. Turn those machines back on. Yeah, sell Ray, sell Cam. You hear me? Turn the machines back on. Goddammit.
I don't
that's
even
the
think
only
you
thing
can.
that makes sense. Is like, we're not going to have you next year and we're not going to rebuild with you. So like, bye. Like, that's the only thing that I can arrive at that logically makes sense. Now, here's the problem. I keep telling people this is another organization that has ties to an MNBA team. Don't let them go put JJ Redick's 12-year-old son in at GM. Like, you do need to watch out for that. So that could still be coming down the pike, but it doesn't make sense in the middle of the season to me to really do that. Yeah, and if you're gonna do that, get rid of the coach too.
Y'all know what I think? Maybe.
Go ahead.
Because we know the fire sale is coming. What if it's in this fire sale? They're gonna sell off NECA, try to sell off KP, see what they can get to potentially try to be in the Juju sweepstakes. Think that they can finesse somebody.
But the problem is the people you need to get draft capital from are the Storm. Well, the Merc don't. I don't know who owns the Mercury stuff, so I'd have to double check that. Because of that wonderful trade the Sky made with the Mystics. The Mystics have a lottery pick as currently constituted. So like those are really the teams.
That's the problem. I don't
think you're making trades with any of the, because they're already at the bottom. They're not, and they've been at the well, the Storm maybe because of them getting in the playoffs last season, but I still think they do have like the Sparks pick or somebody's pick. They might be done now, but I have to double check. But my point is, like, you have to go target the teams who are not doing well over the past 2 seasons, right? And like clearly have a pick in the bottom. And you have to hope that they need someone for a championship, or they're willing to like sell everything, sell the farm to try to just get in the playoffs, which might be the Sparks. So it's like, I don't know what they're going to do, but I've been calling this out for a while. I was like, the Sparks are in trouble and they're not going to be bad enough that they're actually going to get Juju. They're going to have to do something to make it happen.
Which is why I think the firing of the GM is too late, because the moves that you need, if you're still going with this team as a contending team, the pieces that you're going to need to sell off, and particularly the pieces that you're going to need to get back for them, yeah, that's going to take some finagling, and you don't have a GM right now to do that.
The assistant GMs, the men them are the GMs. So
yeah, and the men them suck.
And the men them clearly know more about basketball than the women them. So, put a man in charge.
And that's why they're in this situation in the first fucking place. Why some of these teams are in the situations they're in the first place. Mm-hmm. But that's why I said they waited too late to move on from the GM. The damage has already been done. So either way you go, if you're still gonna go with, hey, we can contend with this team and we just need to add a couple pieces, for you to do that, I would assume the people that you would be calling a Phoenix to get maybe caught off their hands, because they're gonna be sellers at the deadline. You might call Connecticut, see if you could get a
piece, whatever the piece is.
Yeah, whatever the piece is, get a piece. particularly a point guard piece, but I don't think they're gonna want to get
Nope.
they're not gonna want to get off that piece, and they'd be dumb as hell if they to do that. But you might be able to go get in Anissa Morrow if you want. They like to be small.
Who's in her like 6th day of conditioning or whatever they be calling it?
Yeah.
6th game of conditioning. I don't know how someone who played international, did she play internationally or did she just play AU? Regardless, played AU, played the season, was leading in double doubles. All of a sudden he's conditioning. Okay, sure.
I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling you're looking for you're discussing what you're gonna do with
I have
Anissa.
a couple places that are bullshit, but I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna let it simmer. I have a couple people I'm watching that are, yeah.
I'm like, if y'all are gonna move on from her, okay, move on from her.
Yeah, I got a couple. I'm gonna just
But
wait.
you can't trying to pull the all right, yeah, she's working to get back. I don't think that's necessarily something that a good move, because she's on the younger side of her career, and they need to see her play. They
Ain't
want to see
nothing
her
wrong
play.
with that girl. I don't want to hear it.
Yes. And that's why them saying that, oh, this is wrong, what's wrong with her? Man, just move her. Just move her. Make it known. Because Connecticut, you have a problem. Make it known, hey, we're moving on. We're looking for sellers. We're looking for buyers. We're selling. So yeah, and because the conditioning, oh, she's conditioning to get back, she's conditioning to get back. If I'm a playoff team or a team that's that's on the outskirts trying to get in, uh, you're telling me she's hurt. Why do I want to throw my head in for her? Like, yeah, no, just go ahead and say, hey, we're looking to move her. So anyone that is we're letting it be known, hey, you can call our phone. We will pick up. Um but so in the Sparks case, if you're gonna go with this whole, yeah, we're gonna need contending team, we're gonna be a contending team still. So we're gonna sell off the pieces that you're gonna have to sell off on, like Ray. Do you move off Ariel Atkins?
What do you? Why wouldn't you?
Oh no, I'm just the other part is if you're
Who wants Ariel though this season? She
yes,
struggled.
that's
So if
the
I'm a
that's the other
contender,
I'm trying
problem.
to understand what they got Ariel for in the first place, but never mind. Go ahead.
now to be clear, the Aces, yeah, if it's at the right price, the right situation, maybe. Because I've still been, what have I been yelling about all season? Perimeter defense. Now the problem is Ariel really hasn't done a great job with that one either. But
no, not looking at
If I'm the Aces, I'm calling about Ka.
really,
What do you want? Depending on what you're putting in the same thing that happened with Jewel. That's what you're putting in your hat in. You're putting your hat in hopes that, hey, when she comes over here, she's gonna look better than what she's been looking all season.
I think Ka costs too much.
I go to LA,
that's gonna be the problem. The cost.
I'm coming
unless
back
she can hop off a Jewel.
No,
But that's what
I don't think
it's
they
at
get
a
rid of
cost.
Jewel, y'all. I don't think they doing that.
But I don't see Mercury taking just Jewel. It would have to be Jewel and somebody else.
They would like y'all thoughts on my Yamamoto today.
Why?
Can she defend? Not
Yeah.
really.
Well,
that's the why for me.
Here's
The defensive portion.
Here's the thing. What it says to me is that our defense is going to be that 3 is more than 2.
I hate that.
I hate
that. I
hate that. I hate
Hell
that.
no.
No.
What else does it say then?
No, I'm not. I'm not saying you're not saying that. I'm saying I hate that.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I don't like it either. I couldn't translate it to shit else.
Yeah, I don't. Arigato.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa. Like that's the only way that shit translates to defense, and
Man,
it doesn't.
I said call about Ray before they do that. They did that shit. Call about Ray for real. Fuck.
They probably did.
Yeah.
I think people forget that the Aces do make calls. People don't want to trade with the Aces. They don't want to make it easier for Asia Wilson. Period.
That is
I
true.
get that.
There are haters like that.
I get it.
No, you know what I mean? And I think sometimes, like, as Aces fans, it's like, we don't make trades. We don't do. It's like, well, if people tell us no or they don't want to come, like, there's nothing you can do about that. Or they don't want to buy into, maybe it's not an Asia specific thing per se, but they don't want to buy into whatever role. They, you know, we talked about someone last week. Maybe that's not what they want to do.
Right for Jewel. Who says no?
Who for who?
Right for Jewel. Who says no?
I don't think you could get a Ray and a Jewel. I mean, even though mathematically, I think what Jewel's at 800. I can't remember what I think Ray's at like 500, 600. Although it doesn't seem you have to make 1-to-1 trades. I'm still confused by that. But
Add somebody else in there. Yeah, add some other people in there. Why not?
Yeah.
They love small guards over there.
clearly,
Just get smaller. Just get smaller.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're planning on transforming the offense, or you're gonna rely on her to be a better 3-point shooter than what we're getting from some of our other quote unquote catch and shoot people, she can help space the floor. But if she's not hitting, we're gonna have problems because you're not getting much else. So she
Yeah.
has to hit her shots. If we're gonna do 3 is more than 2 philosophy.
Yeah, that Yamamoto stuff.
Plus,
I said,
it's
oh,
hard.
okay. Okay.
It's hard to get people to come to Vegas because you got to come in and be the at best 4th option.
Well, what is she over there?
Ray Burrell moving into the starting lineup now. She is the offense while Kelsey Plum gone. Who else been doing anything?
Yeah, true. While Kelsey gone.
That's
But girl, when she come back, you know where you're going. You know how this moving. You ain't finna take as many shots as you taking right now when she get
That's
back.
why I thought she was auditioning for a trade.
It's a mess over there. That's all I know.
Man, these firing sales are gonna be great. They should be great this.
But that assumes they're
deadline.
gonna fire sell, because if they don't fire sell, then they're just gonna be in the same SOL situation, and then movement isn't happening. And that I do think is a high probability.
If you get rid of your GM before trade deadline, just go ahead and start doing fire sales. Get it out of here.
I mean, I would assume that's why you're getting rid of your GM. But you know, I've seen wonkier things happen.
Because to be honest, your GM took a big swing, and as of right now, she's missed. So now she's gone. So anyone else that you're bringing in should be trying to rewrite those wrongs, and try to course correct how much you can. Because if you thought that she fixed the problem, why did you fire her? Okay, she brought you NECA. She brought you Ariel Atkins. Y'all are contenders. If you thought she did a good job of that, or she's doing a good job and she just needs to find the piece, why would you remove her? Because this is the team that she's built, so she needs to go get that other piece. But you fired her before the trade deadline, so you thought what she came up with was bullshit. You said you've seen enough.
I forgot to add, let Azrae Stevens walk for free. There's more to the just Awa, Dom, Kelsey, Rikia. Like, there's it's not cute. It's not cute.
They said that they clearly said they've seen enough from that GM. And Lynn, they're about to tell you that here's some. They might wait till the end of the season. But if they do a fire sale at the trade deadline, they could just go ahead and move off of Lynn after the trade deadline if they do a fire sale and just say Fuck it, we ball. Get her out of here. Let one of the assistants coach shoot if they do that. But I think they fucked up when they hired Lynn. Sorry, not sorry. That was a hire that came all the way out in left field, and I don't think you've reaped any benefits from the hiring of Lynn Roberts.
You said, look at court. What the hell are the Sparks gonna do? At court, who? At Courtney Williams? We talking about AB.
The Sparks are going to, at best, get 8th place. But at this point, I'm not even sure they're going to get that. And then they're going to be a first-round exit if they make it to the playoffs. That's what the Sparks are going to do, which is what I've been predicting all along. Although the issue right now is I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs.
As we start the sale, what teams do y'all think start the fire sales this
I don't
right
know if
before the trade deadline?
I don't know if they got a fire sale, but you know how y'all probably ain't old enough to remember when they had like a blue light special. Y'all know what that is. It was like it was a special item on sale in the store. If you get right over there and get it right now, you can get it for this price. Let me tell you who got a blue light special right now. The New York Liberty. The New York Liberty. But Nigel Laney Hamilton, it's a blue light special, man. Somebody better go to New York. They better turn her loose. They better turn her loose. They not letting her play. Y'all may not be ready to have that conversation, but it looks like
New
York is trending in the wrong direction for me, and it doesn't look like anybody wants to help Stewie. So you can break that shit up too. You can break that up.
But they're not going to. To me, the
Nope.
Liberty and the Sparks are in the same situation. Not only do you have coaches who shouldn't have gotten the job, and if we really want, I know we talked about Sandy earlier as it relates to Angel, but if you're talking about why did you guys fire Sandy for this?
Mm-hmm.
For this.
Yeah.
And you told me you're trying to maximize the window of your current players. Well, getting a brand new coach who has to read Amazon online, children of the age of 10 and below books to learn about the WNBA, probably not a good recipe for success. Who would have thought? Who would have thought someone who had to order books online to read about the W, to get informed about the W, probably isn't the coach you want for a win now team? Just a thought. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody be trying to reheat the nachos of the Vegas Aces, right? The other day, who was it that was like, I'm not worried about the Liberty? Reminder at the All-Star, I think it was Lisa Leslie. Reminder at the All-Star break, the Aces were 13-13. First thing, I'm not calling Stewie no scrub, but like they don't have Asia Wilson. Secondly, there were a lot of things that contributed to that situation. Thirdly, they don't have Becky Hammond, regardless of how you feel about certain coaches or not. They ain't got an established staff. So no, I'm not trusting that you guys can just run off fucking wins like you're the fucking Aces. You're not. You're not. Circumstances, that was a 1 in a million or 1 in a 30. Well, I think there was like 2 other teams who had been on a win streak that much, but like a 2 in a 30-year history of the W that shit happens. That's 1 in 15. You can't just like every year be like, oh, they're the Aces. No. What are you talking about? And actually, it's not even 2. I didn't even do the math right because it's 30 years. And then there's however many teams that have existed in the time. So actually, the percentage is significantly less. It's just dumb. Like, just dumb. Just dumb. Just dumb.
Dare I say the most entertaining part of their season was that shoe fly? Or was that shoe go flying?
Shoegate.
Yeah, the shoe gate. That's the most entertaining part of their season.
That man is wasting away talent. over there because y'all wanted to play misogyny. Like, it's just so
Now look
stupid.
at you.
Now look at
Now
you.
look at you. How long before they tune him out?
I think it's been happened.
Are y'all
As
talking
in
about New
past
York?
tense.
Are y'all
Yes.
talking about New
Yeah.
York? Never.
Yes.
Hold on. Never wrong. Just early. How long ago did I tell y'all they wasn't buying in? Remember? Go back. Go
Yes.
back. It was
No.
way early in the
It
season.
was early. You said that. I also said I'm not ready. I created a thing. I said New York looks like shit, y'all. I said the only reason why I'm keeping them in there is because of talent, but the rest of what's going on and that coach don't know how to coach. I specifically said they will win on their talent, not because of X's and O's. The minute they have to encounter X's and O's, it's done. I think if New York make it to the finals, it's like Nate Tibbetts and them from last season. Someone,
One
and
off.
it's probably Stewie, is going to be the reason why they make it.
Because DeMarco got coaching for dummies in his satchel. Yeah. Now he's not even in his satchel on his phone.
It's
You
not
read
even
out loud.
coaching
It
for
read-
dummies. It's
it
coaching
read to him.
for coaching women's sports for dummies. You got to be very specific.
Oh, I hear you.
Yeah, that hire was a dumb hire, and then there's a bunch of dumb hires that have come back and biting some of these teams in their ass.
This is true.
Especially for a championship contending team, a team that won a championship just a year ago. Like, yeah, you go and do that.
The problem is all the answers they actually have. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I don't. So, yeah, I don't. The WNBA typically does not fire coaches mid-season. Is that correct? That's been our standard over 30 years.
Typically that is correct. There's
Okay.
been instances it's happened, but it does. Yeah, they wait till the end of the season typically.
Okay. Yeah. So usually we don't see that, but I'm not gonna say that there aren't some situations where they should have tapped some people on the shoulder.
Well, the Mercury have done it before with what's that girl? The one that Skylar got into it. The Nyland, I think they fired her, or her predecessor got fired in the middle of the season and then she took over. There's examples. Or James Wade decided to dip on them. You know, like people have left in the middle of seasons or been excused or removed. So,
yeah, I'm not gonna say it hasn't ever happened, but typically, no, it's not how they do.
Didn't Isaiah a coach or was he president of basketball operations? Yeah, Isaiah's situation too.
Isaiah was something, and Isaiah tried to come be something. They was like, "Yeah, we bet you won't. We bet, be the coach of who? New York what? We bet you won't." Yeah. They put a stopper on Isaiah, but I think he was like,
I think he was president of basketball operations or something.
Operations or something. But when he tried to move into that coaching, they said, "Yeah, no, you won't."
Yeah.
4 coaches fired in the WNBA midway. When I say this chat better than yours, I mean it. The answer's always in the chat, y'all.
What was did they share the 4? I think I got
Officer T. Davis, do you know the 4? Can you share the 4?
I think it was the New York Liberty. Hey. I can't remember if Derek Fisher got fired in the middle of the season or if they waited till the end.
Let me tell you this. While you figuring out who the coaches is, how the hell did Connecticut get within 3?
The Mercury sucks.
Are you serious, Phoenix?
You thought I was over here just yapping about Nate I mean, I am, but like for
but this conversation for Nate was coming regardless of how this game won. He could have came out here and won. He could have came out here and won 1,000 to nothing. This conversation was going to be had today about Nate. I don't give a damn what he do. It's too late. Fred Williams, Vanessa Nygaard, Stephanie White in Indy, Derek Fisher, and Fred Williams. So Vanessa Nygaard.
Say that again. Nygaard. That's who I was thinking.
Nygaard, Stephanie White in Indy, Derek Fisher, and Fred Williams.
Was Fred Williams the Liberty?
Was Fred the Liberty?
I'm trying to remember the name of that. I'm trying to remember the name of that coach. I think it was him, but there was some allegations with him, so that was a mess too.
Oh wow.
Well, what it sounds like is Phoenix needs to go ahead and do it again.
Fred was at Tulsa.
Oh, the Tulsa Shock? Okay, interesting. Okay.
Well,
thank you.
I don't know what's taking Phoenix so long. Just go ahead and do it already.
That's what I said. They done it before. Do it again. Shoot.
Y'all can do it again. It's not gonna hurt nobody. I promise.
So sorry. Stephanie White got fired in the middle of the season, and they okay. Fascinating.
Commish. Can I use it as a soundbite? Fascinating.
Sure.
I'll have that. Thank you. I can't wait to push the sound button on that.
Let me know. Let me know if you need to get me in studio for any other phrases.
Yeah.
I'll get in the booth.
Get in the booth with
Get
it.
in the booth.
In the booth.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Fascinating. Yeah. I'm damn sure it's fascinating. Let me see. What else did I need to talk to you about? What else is going on in the world? Was that everything? Did we talk about the tournament bracket change and what that means?
Oh, we didn't.
No, we did
I
not.
have thoughts.
Yes, I want to know your thoughts. Big Key in the building. What's up, Big Key in the building?
So my thoughts are, it sounds good in theory. In actuality, I think we're gonna have a problem. Same way they don't know how to rank teams, the same way they wanted to make UConn the #1 team. And I specifically said I thought it was UCLA last season heading into the tournament. The same biases and pitfalls will continue to be true. And then in my opinion, I think it will kind of be it will be exacerbated by like the actual seeding. Because if you take last year, you're going to have all these SEC teams who have only played each other, beat up on each other over and over again. And then teams who don't have that same path. Like you have to be more intentional with how you rank teams throughout the season, like in my opinion, right? Because the reality is the committee still uses the rankings as some sort of benchmark and they flex people up or down. That's just still the reality. So to me, it's not, I don't think it solves, I don't think it's perfect is kind of where I'm netting at. Thoughts?
Let me see this thing in action. Because I think at the end of the day, like you said, there's gonna be flaws. And in theory it sounds good, but seeing it in action, I think it's gonna be hard because the committee is the committee, and every year we have something to say about the committee and their choices, and I don't think it necessarily is gonna make anything better. Because the committee is still the committee. It's just, okay, someone's gonna be upset about, like, yeah, you ranked this team #1, and no, it's we're still gonna have the conversation.
So
regardless.
Okay. Does that mean that the top 4 teams are the 4 #1s going into the tournament? Is that what it means?
Well, there's still 2 different entities technically, right?
Okay.
So
that's the other part that that's the other part that I kind of hate. Like, okay, you have one group that's doing the rankings throughout the season, and then you have the committee, and the committee cannot agree with the rankings that they've had all season, that the other group has had all season.
Okay.
That's the part that kind of is just like, oh, why not just have the committee do it the entire year then?
Yeah, I'm looking at the way too early rankings of who the top 16 would be. Oh my. UConn, Texas, South Carolina. UConn was 1, Texas was 2, South Carolina was 3. Now remember, these rankings came out like April 6th, right? Like right after national championship.
Oh, okay.
I don't see this is like the way too early. This is the last I've seen. Most recent that I found on a quick search. So the top 4 were UConn, Texas, South Carolina, LSU. Then it would be Michigan, Southern Cal, Duke, Louisville, Iowa, Vandy, North Carolina, Ohio State, Maryland, Kentucky, Oregon, Illinois.
Well, let's all just say thank God that's a way too early.
Hey,
I'm in team no comment.
wow. Yeah, wow. Yeah, I'm with you. I want to see how this thing will work. I mean, it's a couple things that I don't understand about the season coming up. So how the 16, 1 through 16 ranking will play out, have to watch that. But then the other thing that I wanted clarification from either of you, both of you. So 5-5. Okay. 5-5. Does that mean that I can play 5 years of basketball in 5 years? Or does that mean I can play 4 years in 5 years? Like if I'm healthy all 5, can I play all 5?
I didn't think so, but I'm not exactly sure. I understood it to be 4 and 5.
That's what I understood it to be.
Or it could be 3 and 5. It's like 5 is the set, though. I don't think you can. Maybe, I don't know, actually. If you're grads, no, I think it's 4 and 5 at the most. Unless injury.
Okay. So then what I couldn't understand is when people keep saying to me that Tessa still has 2 years.
Huh?
Like they're like, yeah, Tessa can come back next year if she wants. How? This will be 4 and 5. Tessa didn't sit
Isn't
out.
there
Tessa,
a grandfathered in situation? So maybe she actually can. But I think there's a grandfathered in. I think when you're a freshman now, it starts.
So, but if you're in school now, lucky you get 1 more year and you can just play.
I think so. Again, don't quote me on that. But there's like a grandfathered in period.
Okay. So then I was like, so how many years does Chloe have? How many years does Ashlyn have? They set out, so they only have 1. But then I understood that Adele maybe because she came early, it benefits her. So I don't know.
Also, her applying for red shirt because of her how many games she played and injury. So I think that's what allowed.
And I didn't know if they were saying it because she graduated early, so she would be a grad student. I just didn't understand. So I really want if somebody, yeah.
But it's still 4. I still think it's 4, and then whatever
I thought 4 and 5. That's what I thought.
These rules keep changing. I'm trying to remember. Once upon a time, if you were a grad student, you couldn't stay in the SEC. You had to that's why I thought Destiny ended up leaving South Carolina. I can't remember what the rules are now. It's a 1-point game, mind you.
So, okay, one more question. Just to throw this in there.
Did you hear me?
I did. I just, okay.
I just wanted to make sure because then when later you're like, why did no one tell me?
I know you told me.
I told you.
So, okay. You're probably going to say, Auntie, didn't I just tell you? I don't know, but it's okay. So if you go to your, so if you leave high school and you go to junior college for 2 years, is that in your 5 or does your 5 start after your junior college? Like, man, help me out.
That's a good question because didn't they just make that rule that the JUCO
doesn't count against you? So like, I don't understand.
Yep. So like, does that nullify the whole JUCO don't count against you?
Phoenix should be embarrassed. They're in a dogfight with Connecticut. I think Connecticut, by the way, has been looking better recently. I'm just ignoring you guys. Mainly because I don't know the answer. But like, really, Phoenix? Really? Okay. Anyway, I don't know the answer, y'all. But it does seem weird because I do think the JUCO rule almost basically says like you can extend, which feels weird. So
that's okay, y'all. We'll find out when someone sues. we'll find out.
There's already been one suit. There's a suit up. Some football players have already filed. It said that it was
Discriminatory or whatever.
yeah. And then it just says that you can play 5 years. You can play 5 years of college sports. Yes, a Division I college basketball player can play 5 years under the NCAA Division I age-based eligibility model. Athletes are allowed up to 5 seasons of competition within a 5-year eligibility window.
Mm-hmm.
But the weird thing is, it said it. So your clock starts upon your initial full-time enrollment or the start of the academic year immediately following your 19th birthday, whichever occurs first. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah. I guess time will tell on some of these.
We'll wait. I'll wait for the lawsuits and for the lawyers to get to talking. I'll wait for that. Dang, the NCAA just stay going to court. Do they never get tired? Because I know they lawyers be tired like that. Again?
They stay in court.
Literally, my goodness. Like, well, no, their lawyers actually might like them because they make a whole lot of money off them, even when they lose. Is what don't the lawyers love clients that always are getting sued for something?
Billable hours.
Exactly. I'm getting paid whether we win or lose.
So the only exceptions now is pregnancy, military service, religious mission, or a similar service commitment. Interesting.
Do you need me?
Oh, shit. Let me see. Lawyers over helping them write bylaws. I don't know. What did Emily do? Oh, it is 5 for 5. Tessa qualifies for new rules, while Kitts and Watkins do not because of the injury year. Thank you. Facts.
Well, now that's very interesting. Makes you think.
Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Do we have anything else that we needed to discuss? At this point, I was gonna turn this game on, but it was like, I don't know. It's like it's a 5-point game with 3:40 left. Does it look like Phoenix is gonna be able to close?
I just saw I don't know if it happened at the beginning of the game. I got them on mute while we're talking. But did DB and Brittany just dap each other up in the middle of the game with 3 minutes left? Well,
if that is what happened,
like, did someone just pass a record that I don't know? Again, I got it on mute, so it's very possible that the banner at the bottom didn't reflect what the announcers were saying. But,
man, fuck your record. We still playing.
That's why I was like, what am I watching? Or did this happen before the game? But it didn't look like a before the game situation. Well, it looked like they were about to inbound the ball.
Well, we know where their mind is.
It's in Cancun. Honestly, I don't know if you're a Sun fan or you're a Phoenix fan, or a Mercury fan, excuse me. It has to be hell because they're hell for different reasons.
Absolutely.
They did.
They did what?
It seems like Missy is confirming that they did dap each other up.
Okay, thank you.
The Connecticut game isn't over yet.
But why did they dap each other up, Missy? Can you tell us? Did you hear?
Yeah, fuck your record was diabolical. I don't Yeah,
That was Brittany. That was
Yeah,
Brittany.
Yes, I'm sorry. It's like your record for right now. We still playing. I'll dap you up at the end. Hey, I saw
and
you
it's a
get that
close game.
record.
And it's a
Exactly.
close
Fuck
game.
your record. Fuck your record right now. You get your record at the end of the game. When this game is decided,
No one can make
then
an
we can talk about your
entry
record.
pass. No one can make an entry pass. Jesus.
Well, it's a lost art, Commish.
Foundational shit.
It is a lost art.
You don't know you was listening to us. Got it.
So that's where you should be. Thank you, Missy. I can't hear
Appreciate that.
anything because, we talking. So I don't know myself. This is a mess. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus.
Hey, I didn't know that. I'm so glad I came by the Discord. Congrats in order. Miriam Dowder starting her career in Italy. Let's go.
I like it. Get some.
I love it.
Absolutely.
Let's go. Although I was kind of like, shit, is she gonna be back to be on the coaching staff? That's the way Drip was talking. But
No, let her go
Yeah.
try to as long
I
as
love that you're still playing basketball.
yeah,
right?
as long as she
Mhm.
wants to play basketball, go try to max out on playing basketball. You can always come coach.
Exactly.
And
I
actually
love
you'll be a better coach for it.
I like it. Yeah. Okay, Miriam. I don't know. I got to figure out how to be able to watch your games.
You too.
Alama San Martino di Lupar in Italy. Is that how you say it? I don't know.
Not
You gonna
San
learn.
Pellegrino.
No, San Martino.
I know, I'm joking.
I was about to say, because Coach drink them Pellegrinos.
That's what I was like, you're San Pellegrinos.
Okay, I love that, Miriam. Big doubter. Oh yeah, Phoenix finna close y'all, Connecticut.
Not her shimmying in that girl's face.
Oh,
Yeah, they finna close on y'all, Connecticut.
I mean, but the mere fact that, man,
That we're down to this point saying, oh yeah, now they're finna close on you or what?
yes,
mhm.
that's what I'm
It's
trying.
really come to this.
Like,
It's
no,
really come to this.
did Aaliyah Edwards even? I mean, since I've been watching, I don't think I've seen Aaliyah Edwards. It's possible she was in there, but I don't remember seeing her. No Anissa, of course. It's just like, what are we doing? It's very interesting.
Interesting. You better believe it.
This one of them games you don't even get it. All right, yeah, we won, but no, I'm pissed because why did it take this long and why did it come to this? Like, yeah, you're gonna tough some out. You're gonna tough some games out, but no.
Any questions of the day you got for us, Auntie? Or the chat?
MJ, what up though? Working and lurking. Did I have any questions of the day? Any questions of the day? Let me think. No, the only thing that I wanted to know is what do y'all think about the New York Dallas game for tomorrow?
Oh, is that the rescheduled one?
Yes. Ridiculously rescheduled. That shit.
Is Paige playing?
And then on Wednesday we have 6 games. Jesus.
Excuse me?
Yes.
Oh,
We have 2 3:00 games, a 7 o'clock, a 7:30, a 8, and a 10 p.m.
I guess it's all before All-Star break because it's not even weekend or week.
Well, we do all that.
I don't know if Paige is going to play. Does anybody know? Is Paige in concussion protocol? What happened here?
I think she's going to be in concussion protocol. I saw that.
Yeah.
Recently. That shit looked not good.
So I was like, is she going to play? If she do, I'm going to have some questions for y'all.
So then I'm gonna move on to Minnesota and Seattle.
Seattle, who, you know,
Storm.
I'm done with them. I mean, I do think the refs hold them a little bit. I mean, a good bit. But also like the underlying issues of the Storm continue to be true. And I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not advocating for Sonya to lose her job. I think she gets another season to figure it out. But I'm not sure what the idea. I don't understand how you guys played Chicago Sky and then proceeded to play the Indiana Fever with no Aaliyah Boston and no Camilla and couldn't figure out how to win those games. It's
Wednesday,
not rocket
games.
science. It's not
Wednesday,
rocket science.
Games.
You're not even winning on your strength versus your opponent. What are we doing? And the girl went to MIT. I know you know how to do this. Run you a little regression analysis.
Not a regression analysis.
You nicer than me. I was trying to see where I was trading farm to. Yeah, I had farm in Las Vegas already. I was like, shit, they don't know what to do with her up there. I had farm in Las Vegas already. So, Commish, okay, I'm listening to you. But interesting. I'm just saying.
I now watched it, and the fact that you can't beat teams without their prominent posting is telling me you guys don't actually have. Y'all just be out there, just giving it out, doing whatever. And if Fam ain't hitting crazy, and Dom isn't bouncing off of ricocheting off of bodies and things, like what are you guys doing?
So, do you? Is the fact that Ezzy is out the problem? Or do you
no, they didn't have Ezzy all season. What difference it make now?
Because they act like when Ezzy came back, they were finna right the ship.
No.
Damn it, Connecticut.
Diamond girl, bye.
Almost.
21 turnovers, season high. How do you have 21 turnovers as a season high?
Yep.
Can't make an entry pass into the post.
That is yuck.
Girl, we know how. They just be putting a whole bunch of oil on their hand. That's how they get 21 turnovers.
How many
just
turnovers
so oily.
did Layla have? That's what I actually want to know. How many of the 21 were Layla Lacan?
Let me find out. Let me check my fantasy.
Yep. Actually, and that's funny because you're playing me today, so I could have just looked at the matchup. Oh, damn. Layla had 9 turnovers. Yeah, that would do it. You heard me, Brittany?
Oh, yes. I said shit. Girl, you almost had double figures in turnovers, girl, and you ain't even put up double figures of points. Lord help. Now that is diabolical.
Well, that explains why they had 21, because I was like, why would you have
half
that
of
many
them?
turnovers? That's Layla. And then from just watching, Charlize at least had 2 or 3 entry passes, I think, in fourth quarter alone, where she just couldn't make the entry pass and it resulted in a turnover. So she got a couple too.
You know, there's just some teams that just don't want to win.
I think Connecticut doesn't know how to win. Phoenix, I don't know what their excuse is.
Yeah, that's nasty word. 7 points, 9 turnovers, 4 assists. Nasty work. You had more turnovers than points. How often do we say that?
Yeah, that's gross. What else you got for us, Auntie?
That was it. That was absolutely it. That was absolutely it.
Well, I hope the trade deadline is interesting this year. Some of these teams
got my caramel corn out just like the transfer portal.
That's what it's gonna feel like. The transfer portal. All right, y'all.
Yeah, I got my caramel corn ready, buddy.
Except for the transfer portal, at least people put their name in. Now it's like, will they, won't they, will they, won't they? But like, there's a chance of something happening. These
See,
trade deadlines, you really don't know. You
some of
really
these
don't
teams
know.
need to put names in. Put
I
their
agree.
name in. Put their name in there, y'all. Let them know, hey,
The Dub
we're
need
gonna go ahead
transfer
and move
portal.
on. A deadline portal. Just a deadline. Sort of. We know what the deadline is. Put a name in there. Y'all get to picking. Y'all can see who name are all on this list. And actually, what they should do, they should have on with the list. They should have the players' agents' phone numbers because that's what they need to call. And
Absolutely.
actually, them agents should be calling them. Come get my client, please.
Not come get my client, please.
Come get my client, please. Because
Absolutely.
I know them back channels. Them back channels should be on fire right now. Because there's a couple teams who thought they was contenders, and it don't look like they contended for nothing but 8th place.
A first round exit.
That too.
Well, yeah. I mean, what a great conversation.
Hey,
what a great conversation.
A friendly reminder to check the DMs, y'all. Okay, keep going. No, Auntie, you can keep going. You're good.
MJ, what you talking about?
What MJ talking about?
I said talking about nothing.
We
What?
probably just talking.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate everybody pulling up. Great conversation, ladies. Looking forward to this to what happens next week. I have no idea who's in the 3-point contest or the skills contest. It's gonna be interesting to see who actually shows up to do that. Oh, can't wait to talk to y'all again. Brittany, Commish, appreciate it. If this was your first time here, don't miss the next baseline. Hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell. Do not miss the next pull up. Contribute to the conversation. Hit the Cash App, Super Chat. Hit the like, the share. They both right there. Until next time, y'all know what it is. Y'all stay tuned. Talk soon. Baseline Brunch.